Hi, and welcome to Cat Run Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we are going to be reviewing Hawkeye, issue 4. So, getting right on into the comic, we get to see Hawkeye right where we left her off in the 3rd issue, only she's tied up to a chair and she's working her way through sassing the aggregator. At least aggregate. At least that's what they're calling him. So the same large guy we saw at the end of Hawkeye issue 3, he had her tied up to a chair. So she got all snarky with him, which if you know Kate Bishop, you know, snarky is basically like a second language to her. So he slammed her so hard into a wall that it shattered the chair she was tied to and freed her. So she then took this time to grab Mika and run for it. Of course, she had to throw a bobby pin arrow at him first to distract him. Yep, bobby pin arrow. It's a little flash grenade moment. Very much Hawkeye. So she gets back into the party and she's trying to escape with Mika, and Mika is warning her the entire time that she needs to listen. She needs to listen. That they're all a part of it. They all have the same stickers. So does Mika. So everyone is trying to kill Kate at this party. The individuals that Kate brought into the party, Ramon's brother, and Quinn, are doing their very best to control Mika and keep the rest of the members of the party at bay. And it almost seems like Hawkeye is going to leave them. Quinn even asks her, "Are you leaving?" And she tells him no. She just had to get her stuff. So she threatens to shoot everyone with her arrows. And of course we get the little mental note that she can't actually shoot a bunch of brainwashed college kids, but they don't know that. So we get to see the way to break the brainwash is through kindness, positivity. And the way that Mika's brainwashing is completely removed is Ramon tells her that she loves her, and of course, you know, they kiss. So that happens. Actually, I love the use of color throughout these panels. So great little moment there. But we find out the same guy who Kate was chatting up in the last issue is actually the mastermind behind all of this. And he actually collects all of his powers and grows to that huge size through rage and hate. So normal-sized frat boy turns into wannabe Hulk, as Hawkeye puts it. So she's trying to wear him down. He keeps breaking all of her arrows that she shoots at him. He needs to take her away from all of his brainwashed minions. He just breaks through the front of this house. It's like, yeah, Hawkeye's getting all kinds of slammed around, and she really doesn't know how to put enough positivity around this guy to stop him and to save herself until she hears music. She hears Whiskers on Kittens. And if you'll know, Whiskers on Kittens is a part of a song from, what is it? These Are a Few of My Favorite Things.
The Sound of Music?
Yeah, I know it's from The Sound of Music, but what's the name of the song? Favorite Things. It's Favorite Things. I don't really know if it's right or not.
I don't know. I'll read the vinyl.
Mark's more of a musical fan than I am. But, so she runs into a film festival, the very same film festival that Quinn was he was hoping to take her to on a date, and they're singing with the sound of musical. It's a bunch of musical fans singing along, and she's thinking, what could be more positive and chummy than a bunch of musical fans singing along with their favorite film? So she lures him in as close to the music as she can get, and the music just hits him in waves. She then uses a trick arrow to tie him up and just forces him to get all that positivity in. So as we can see here, he starts to shrink down to normal size, and then he just kind of starts to drool green bile. It's kind of gross. Really kind of gross.
Someone has a serious infection then.
So, of course, she has to get out of the way before the cops show up because she still technically does not have a license. Yeah. So, getting back to her apartment a little bit later, she's really beaten up from the fight. Her face is kind of bandaged up here or there. And she sees Ramon, Mika, and the others. Quinn and Ramon's brother. And they're all there in her apartment, and they're laughing, they're eating chips, and they're all there waiting for her. And she's pretty much found her own new family there. So she's got some new friends there. We know where this is going to go moving forward. They're all going to be her besties. It's all good. So a little bit later the next morning, Detective Riviera calls Kate in, and seems that the perp actually wants to talk to her. So the very same hulked out individual on Rage and Hatred actually only wants to talk to her. So she goes to talk to him, and he starts to throw out a lot of hints for an upcoming storyline that he should have known. By the look of her, he should have realized the resemblance. But once he heard the name Bishop, he knew exactly who she was. And he kind of hints at the fact that he's part of a much bigger scheme. There's something clearly going on there. He's clearly just a very small part of a much bigger production. And he also kind of hints at the fact that her father is associated with this in some way. But then he starts getting really sick, and his skin starts to kind of move around, and Hawkeye's screaming for someone to come in to help, to do something, that something's wrong with him. Well, he explodes. Yeah, that's pretty. He just turned into a green bile. And exploded.
So he just turned into Slime Time from Nickelodeon.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot Slime Time was a thing. But, okay, I hate this scene in it because she's got that whole superhero inner monologue moment where she's on the back of the pier and she's looking at the sticker from the case, and she's like, and somehow all this is associated with my father, and I'm gonna find out how this all comes to... I feel like that's the weakest part of this entire comic. I was having such a fun ride, and then that moment happens, and it's something that always happens, and it's just something like, really? You needed to throw that in there? We already knew it had something to do with her dad. We knew that she was going to do whatever it took necessarily to try to figure it out. You really needed to tell us that, and to go through that whole, hero coming in their own right inner monologue moment. It was kind of bullshitty. But something that was fantastic is she's back at Hawkeye Investigations at the end, and she has a surprise guest. Jessica Jones pops up. So the next issue is going to feature Jessica Jones, and the cover is going to be Can't Keep Up with the Jones. So I've really been enjoying Hawkeye. I've loved the art throughout. It's been a very fun, dynamic comic. It's not too terribly serious, you know, you're not going to get her fighting against some huge war or whatever, but you know what? It's fun. It's fun. It's funny. It's interesting. I've really been enjoying it. So give me a like if you like this review. Comment below and tell me whether or not you're reading Hawkeye and if you're enjoying it as much as we are. Subscribe to my channel for more comic book content or check out any of my older videos I have up for offer here on Catherine Figures. And until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye.